Good day everyone! Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about 4 past tenses together. Can you imagine? The past simple, the past continuous, the past perfect and the past perfect continuous, which are great for telling stories. We will look at all 4 past tenses together for comparison to see the difference. If you are curious about this grammar, stay with me until the end of this video. We'll also have a free grammar quiz at the end to help you practice what you have learned today. Are you ready? Let's get started! The first tense is the past simple, which is used to describe completed actions in the past. We often use specific time indicators to show when the action happened. Yesterday, last day, last month, last year, 3 days ago. For example, she cooked a delicious meal yesterday. He traveled to Mauritius last month. In these sentences, the actions are completed and we use the past simple to emphasize that the actions have already finished. Next, let's move on to the past continuous, also called past progressive. This tense is used to describe actions that were in progress at a specific time in the past. Unlike the past simple, the past continuous doesn't specify when the action started or ended. It simply focuses on the action happening over a period of time. For example, I was watching TV at 8 o'clock yesterday. The past continuous is also used to describe actions that were interrupted by another action. For example, when I was driving a car, someone called me. It can also describe 2 or more actions happening at the same time. For example, while I was cooking dinner, my cat was sleeping on the sofa. Additionally, it is used to set the scene or describe the beginning of a story. For example, the sun was shining, the birds were singing as they decided to go for a walk. Let's compare the past simple and the past continuous. The past simple. I watched TV yesterday. This sentence describes a completed action in the past, yesterday. The past continuous. I was watching TV at 8 o'clock yesterday. Or I was watching TV yesterday afternoon. In these sentences, I specify a time frame, 8 o'clock or yesterday afternoon, to show that the action was in progress during that time. By adding time details, the past continuous shows an action was happening, while the past simple focuses on an action that is finished. Next one is the past perfect. It is used to show that an action happened before another previous action. It helps us indicate the order of events in the past. For example, when I came home, I saw that I had forgotten to turn off the light. By the time I got to the station, my bus had gone. As shown in these examples, the past perfect is used when we want to highlight that one event or action happened before another past action. Please compare the past perfect and the past simple. The past simple. When I arrived home from work, I fed my dog. This sentence shows 2 actions that happened one after the other in the past. The past perfect. When I arrived home from work, my mother had already fed the dog. In this sentence, one action, feeding the dog, happened before another action, arriving home. Now let's compare all 3 tenses we have. I watched TV yesterday. It shows a completed action in the past. I was watching TV at 8 o'clock yesterday. It highlights an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. By the time I started watching TV, my favorite program had already finished. The use of the past perfect emphasizes that the program was already over before I began watching TV. In these examples, I simply adjusted some details and added elements to demonstrate how each tense works to express the order and timing of past actions. Our last tense for today is the past perfect continuous. This tense is used to describe actions or events that began before a certain point in the past and were still ongoing at that time. It highlights actions which start and finish in the past before another action describes the result. For example, they had been living in the house for over 5 years when they decided to move to a new city. It had been raining all day and there were many puddles of water left after that. Let's compare all 4 tenses together. He lived in the city center. After that, he moved to the countryside. This past simple tense describes a completed action in the past. It has 2 actions which happened one after the other. He was living in the city center when he decided to move to the countryside. The past continuous shows an action in progress in the past. Here, the sentence emphasizes that the action of living in the city center was happening when something else occurred. By the time he moved to the countryside, he had already lived in the city center for 7 years. The past perfect is used to describe a finished state that happened earlier in the past, relative to another past event. We emphasize the completion of the action. He had been living in the city center for years before he decided to move to the countryside. The past perfect continuous highlights that the action of living in the city center was an ongoing process that was happening for a period of time before the move. The focus here is not just on the fact that he lived there, but on the duration of his time living there up to the moment of moving. I hope this explanation was clear and helpful. And to check your understanding, please follow the link in the video description for our free grammar quiz. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out. Thank you for watching and see you next time.